Hi everyone, it's Alyssa at the Township Library. We're going to make this patriotic planter using easy to find supplies, and it starts out as a plain wooden box and some napkins, and I'll show you how to turn it into this great little planter. Okay, so we're going to get started on our planter. As you can see, I have already painted mine white. I have given you, if you've gotten a kit, I have given you white, red, and blue. I thought about this after I already poured a bunch of white paint, but I think it would look really nice if you do the outside one color and the inside another. So I was thinking I should have done the inside red, would have been a really nice pop, or blue. Or you could do the opposite, do the inside white and do the outside a color. Whatever. Most of it's going to be covered by our napkins, so it doesn't matter, but it's just a nice way to zhuzh it up. Okay, so everyone got the napkins, and this is a really simple project because now all I'm going to do is decide how I want to place my napkins. I was thinking I would probably do stripes on two sides and stars on another. You can also do however you would like it. You can do the stripes all the way around. You certainly have enough napkins to do that. Do the stripes all the way around, and then maybe make it look like a flag on each one and do like a little corner of stars, or you could cut out some of the stars and sort of do like little stamps all across, but I'm going to do two sides of each. Okay, so you're just going to make sure that this is completely dry. I'm going to pick a side that's completely dry because that one is not. This side is completely dry. Okay. And lay it out so that you know how much to cut. Okay, so what we're using for this is I have Mod Podge, so what you can do is you can get Mod Podge or you can use a regular white school glue. I don't know if it works as well with the clear. A regular white glue like an Elmer's glue, and you just add a little bit of water to it. But I'm using Mod Podge. You can get Mod Podge in matte, in glossy, you can get outdoor sealer, you can get all different kinds depending on what you want to use for it. So I'm going to put a thin layer of Mod Podge down on my surface first. And that'll get our napkin to stick. I'll place my napkin down. Smooth it down. And then you go over it again with your Mod Podge. And it will dry clear. I will say the other thing you have to do is you have to make sure that you separate the ply. So these are two ply. Separate them because if you don't, it will get bunchy and bubbly. So we only want to work with the patterned ply. So make sure you separate the ply because that will make sure that this lays down nice and smooth. So that was one of my stripe sides. I'm going to grab a star napkin. And again, I'm going to separate the ply on this so I only have the one. I can recycle the other one. And just like before, make sure I get a nice coat of Mod Podge glue, whatever you're using, down on here. Make sure you get the top, as you saw when I was doing the first side. I was doing the corners as well. You're going to cut out your stars and lay them down. A little overhang is okay because we'll put that, wrap that over the top. So then I'm just going to go around and do that with my whole thing. Stars on one side, stripes on the other. Okay, so I am done with all of the sides. It needs to dry. As you can see, you can still see the glue, so it really needs to dry. So very carefully I'm going to let it dry by standing it up on something. I'm going to carefully rest it upside down like this. Sorry, my camera angle is a little weird. I'm going to rest it upside down like this so that the bottom can dry. Not that this is important what it looks like, but if you want to finish it, you could paint it solid. But I don't want these edges to get messed up, and I don't want the top edges to get messed up. So I'll put like a bottle or something like this so that everything is resting. Again, this will dry clear, and now that I've turned the light off, I think you can see Miss Marie just came in here. Here's a really good example. And she said she loves this whitewash look that's caused by the glue not being dry. So if you really wanted to, when this is all dry, you could do a watered down white paint and do a whitewash over it because it makes it look a little rustic. It's really nice. It's hard to see because of the light in here today. But yeah, you could just do a whitewash and it catches some of the texture of the napkin, some of the texture of the wood that's coming through, and it just looks a little more rustic. So if that's your style, you can kind of see it on this here too. But for the most part, this Mod Podge will dry totally clear. In areas where it's thicker, it may take a little longer for that to come through, but it will dry clear and it will be secure. So I'm going to come back when this is all dry and we will finish this up. For the most part, this is dry enough that I can start to work with it again. So you have an extra napkin that I didn't have because I'm saving the supplies for everybody who got the kits. But you know how I said before, you could paint the inside. You could also do a layer of the napkin and Mod Podge it as well. If you are putting a plant in here, you do want to be careful, make sure that you seal it with a Mod Podge or clear acrylic spray or something that is waterproofing. That way it does protect the bottom. And again, this is sort of a thin wood anyway, so be careful if you're putting a planter in here. I would water it outside and then put it in. Fake plants are really nice too. You could also put some of those clear vase filler beads in here and put a candle. Of course, I always encourage flameless candles just in case. So to finish this up, what you could do is you could grab some, this is just from the dollar store, you could grab some roping or some jute to put on it. See how that looks? That looks really cool. I love how that finishes up. Or you can use, if you have some leftover paint, which is what I'm going to do, I'm just going to paint the top of this with my red paint. You could do the blue paint, you could do whatever you want, just to finish it up and give it sort of a clean, finished look. Just very carefully go across. I'll probably need 2 coats to get the red to cover. All right, so there we go. I have my finished planter here. And it doesn't look that impressive right now because there's nothing for me to put in it here while I'm at work. But I will put a plant or something in there when I go home, and it'll look really nice on my table. All right, that is it. I will see you all next time. Enjoy your planter and have fun.